Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Clip It podcast. Wow, I forgot the name of it. That is amazing. It's good to be back. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. This is going to be interesting. It is episode 30, and I remember saying all those months ago, yes, months, Jesus Christ, it's been that long, that I wanted to make episode 30, or at least a big number, a special episode. And as much as this is just going to be a typical podcast, I have rearranged and redone some stuff, as you could tell by that amazing new intro. I'm super happy with how that looks, and I spent the last 2 weeks finalizing this whole podcast experience and making it as better as I possibly could, especially when it comes to those the visuals and all that. So if you're a audio listener, I highly recommend checking this episode out on YouTube. Genuinely, you're thank me for that, honestly. But yes, it's been a few months. Let's be honest. It's been more than a few months. It's been a bloody long time. We haven't had this podcast for a long time, just because I've been busy with other things on my channel, YouTube, TikTok, and just general streaming, as well as the other people, our wonderful guests. But I have got some stuff promised for the next coming weeks, and it's going to be good. Now, I just wanted to say, as a reminder to all of you, if you're subscribed, you get to watch this live on my Twitch channel, and you get access, early access to the podcast, as well as all my videos that I release on YouTube. So yeah, unfortunately I don't know a way of getting early access on Spotify. Basically, all of the audio listeners, unfortunately. So if you do want to listen to this audio only, you will have to own YouTube Premium. There are other ways around that, but I'm not too educated in them anyway. So I do apologize, but I wanted to make this intro a bit better than I normally did. I normally would just cut straight into introducing the wonderful folks that are here with us. But this time I wanted to make it a bit more interesting. So, I love this song that I use, and I want to make it more professional. So let's get started with the Clip It podcast, episode 30. There we go. It's good to be back. So yeah, there we go. Lovely intro. I'll get a bit better at the timings for those later on, but I just need to practice. It just takes lots of practice. Anyway, we are joined by the ever talented, Delicious.
Who said I was talented? I'll kill him.
Nobody, and the wonderful Agent Oink.
I'm not talented, but I am wonderful.
Ooh, wonderful. But no, how are you two doing today?
Yeah, I'm alright.
I'm not doing too bad, yeah.
That's wonderful to hear. You been up to much today? Oh, I know Agent Oink's answer.
No, not too much.
Yeah, but I've been loads. Woo!
Loads.
Puppy from a tree, all the rest.
So you did what?
Puppy from a tree, orphanage on fire.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something about a scooter on a tree.
Didn't you lend me your Porsche Taycan the other day as well? Because I really needed to get that
yeah.
place, and you handed it. Oh yeah. You've been busy actually this week.
Yeah.
Oh, this is that is an old joke right there, Jesus. Oh wow. Okay. I'm glad you've had chill days. I've had a somewhat panicking day, I guess. I didn't expect to be out. Yeah. Well, because as people that are subscribed to my YouTube know, I haven't uploaded the next episode to my Dishonored, which was just me being an idiot and not recording it in time. But I have got that sorted, and I will say now that I didn't expect to have a nice round 10 episodes, but the next episode I'm going to be uploading is the final one. So that's Dishonored done and dusted with.
Whoa, spoiler alert. Jeez, bud.
I know. That was the first time I've ever completed that game, so it's the first time I'd ever seen the ending to it, so that was interesting. So now
you mentioned we could have made that a discussion point.
And now I need to figure out a new game to play. I've got a couple ideas, but I don't know what I want to start. So I do need to figure that one out next week. But I was I had the whole plan of waking up today and recording I was aiming to get at least 2, maybe 3 episodes of Dishonored done, so I can get ahead of myself. And then I just I just started recording and I completed the game. So I was like, oh, okay, well that's that done. I can't do any more recording. So I went straight into just recording, and I'm in the process of editing a Surgeon Simulator 2 video because I was gifted a key from the developers. So thank you very much, Bosa Studios, for that. That was nice. But yeah, no, and then I went out, had a nice meal. That went a little longer than I expected, so that's why this is currently a little later than normal. So I do apologize, but this will be out on YouTube tomorrow to the wonderful subscribers and to the rest of the people next Sunday. So yeah. But yeah, no, it's like I can't think of one thing to talk about because it's been 6
Well, we could
months.
start how we always start, and that's ragging on the podcast
I think that's
Yes,
a good place.
and the host specifically.
go on then.
Zero. What time do you call this?
What time do I call this?
Yeah.
I'll have you know, I
Well-
was awake at 5:22 in the evening.
Well, it's currently 1:45, so I'm gonna say it's currently 1:45.
Well, it's not 1:45, but it's close enough, I suppose.
Oh, it's
Dear,
mentioned.
I mean, it's closer to 10 to really though, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like,
absolutely
we're not
is, yeah.
we're not letting off on that one. It's not 1:45. It's 10 to.
Oh, it is now.
Yeah.
Okay, I am sorry.
What?
Okay, I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
is there a difference between 1947-55 and 1948?
No,
Apparent? What the fuck? Yeah, so it's been 10 to.
I'm sorry. Okay, I mentioned
Yeah.
I went out for a nice meal with my sister and my work colleagues, and it went a little longer than I expected. So yes, I was meant to be home
things
at
happen,
least
don't
by 7, but I got home 10 minutes ago.
I think
So-
at the end of the day, you know, it adds variety.
I'm still
It-
wearing my
it spices
shoes.
up life.
I'm still wearing my bloody shoes. Yeah, no, that's true.
How does that delay you at all?
No, it doesn't delay me. It just shows you how rushed I am. I literally got in and
Yeah, but
just
look,
started
I mean,
the
How
podcast.
delayed? How much does that delay you to take them off?
Well, the
As much
shoes
as
I'm,
I
I'm
appreciate
okay.
that.
No, I'm wearing Converse, so and they're quite like they fit my foot quite well. So taking them off takes
Oh,
me.
that's where you're ending that sentence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a while to take them off.
What the? That sounds like they're
What?
tight.
No, they're not
They don't
tight.
Fit your feet.
Do you even know what Converse are?
They're shoes.
Okay. Yeah, the design of them,
Like-
it's just
like-
they're not the easiest to take on or put off. Put on and take off. There we go.
Take on.
Yeah, but they don't like
Oh, we're gonna
like.
get copyright.
Like, okay, right. If like obviously we didn't.
Hang
So
on.
to be clear,
Are
we never had a
Converse
set
shoes
time. Oh god.
hard to take off? Carry on. I'll let you know.
We never had a set time for when we'd be doing this, but we've got like a historical sort of time we usually do it. That obviously most of us are used to, even though it's been a while. And granted, you know, you were caught up in things. That's fine. You missed that, whatever. But at this point, I feel like when we're already this, you know, late as you would put it, right? You may as well have just taken them off. An extra couple minutes is fine. Let's say they
Did
take
even-
literally 5 minutes
If
of
it
real
took
life
you
time to
minutes
take off.
to take your shoes off,
Yeah.
I would be angry.
Well, hey
Well, at
ho.
some point during this podcast, you take your shoes off and you time it. I need to know how long this takes you to
I'll
take
do it
your shoes off.
after. I'll do it after.
Okay,
But
fine.
I've got like so.
Sorry, viewers, no content for you.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, foot stuff comes later on. Man, no, it's like I was meant to. I was meant to. So I normally have. This is news to everybody. I'm meant to normally have Monday and Tuesdays off work, but certain colleagues have left, meaning I have to work Monday and Tuesdays now for the whole of September. No, they haven't. It's complicated. They were going to leave, but my boss offered them holiday instead, so they've taken the holiday for the whole of September. So I'm now working every day of September apart from
That's
Sundays.
a weird situation.
I know. So to not give too much away, basically they were having enough of the. They were just having enough, and they were complaining and just finding work very hard. And because they're a relative to the boss anyway, she just said, well, you've got 8 days of holiday left. You only work 2 days a week. Just take the rest of the month off and see how you feel when you get back. Which I'm hoping they are good because I have an entire week off in October. So she's going to be screwed if they don't come back. But yeah, I'm working every day of September now, which is not a bad thing because I only work a couple hours a day. My lunch
Well,
shift.
now you tell us.
But
We've just started a nice game of Stellaris.
but it's
For
more. I
context.
can't. I'm not a morning person at all. So it's just getting up for work is the worst thing more than anything. So I hate waking up early, and it's.
I think
I like
you're
having Mondays to recover because Sundays I'm normally doing stuff anyway.
yeah, I think you're one of those unlucky people that both isn't a morning person, but also isn't a night person. Like you're not one for staying up too late. You get tired quite quickly once it passes the
Well,
middle of the night, and stuff. But you also like wake up early in general, but you don't like waking up early, and you don't feel good from doing so. If that makes
The,
sense.
Oh,
the
so
getting up early thing, I will absolutely not contest you on. The getting tired thing on, I will, because sometimes Charlie will say, "Oh, I'm going to go to bed soon." Next thing we know, it's 2 a.m. Sometimes Charles will say, "Oh, I'll be up for this game or like for these vids," and then he'll go to bed 5 minutes
so
later.
this I
I
really
am
wish I knew.
disputing the staying up late thing.
No, yeah, no, it's weird as it's. I'm gonna say that as well. Because I don't understand my body when it comes to that. For one, I'm very envious of you, Delicious, for being able to, and Dayton. I would love to be able to stay up until 4 in the bloody morning. But
Don't
this,
just fuck up your sleep schedule. It
but
works
well,
out great for
yeah,
us.
but that's my problem is I need to be up early. So it's like, I just,
Yeah.
it's like, but then you saying that sometimes I go to bed at 12, sometimes I go to bed at 2 in the morning.
I
Sometimes
think
I'm
Reese is
shattered.
pretty bad for it. Reese isn't here right now, unfortunately. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's a coward. But he's also pretty bad for going to bed at an insane time.
I've noticed my sleep schedule. I've been consistently been going to
Insanely
bed
early
at
time.
around 12, lateish 1, and I'll be getting up 8:30, which is unheard of for me. I normally get up at 9. So that's nice for me because it gives me an extra half an hour to just wake up and
So,
get
Pavel,
somewhat
can we
ready for
just
work.
quickly, again, sorry to interrupt again. Can you imagine waking up at 9, Alfie, in the morning?
I mean, I can imagine it because I did it for years because I had to.
Yeah,
I mean, I did it
same.
earlier than 9,
And like,
but
I don't know if you would agree with me on this, Alfie, but like
Okay.
at my current state right now, and even you, Phelan, at this current state right now, I'm like, okay, I struggle to wake up at 9, like get out of bed at 9, and I look back on school, I'm like, I really struggled then. I don't know how I managed to physically get out of my bed and go down the stairs and get to school. So I had to walk to school later parts of my year. Later parts of the year, sorry. So it's like I don't
I mean,
understand how I physically
yeah.
got out of bed at that time because I've never been a morning person, never. Even primary school, I struggled.
I've never been a morning person, so to speak. But for me, what the difference over the past like 5 years, 5-10 years of my life, I guess, if you analyze it on a broader scale, is that when I was younger, when I was in school and the early bits of college, and it started to trail off towards the end of college, which is the last 2 years of American high school, um, I went from being able to comfortably stay up till 4 5 a.m., sleep for 1 to 2 hours, and get up for school, and have like feel tired to the point where like I'd feel a bit groggy in the morning and stuff, but then be completely fine for the day. And then as long as I didn't do that for like 4 days in a row, I'd be fine, right? And I caught up sleep one of the nights.
Hmm.
I just can't do that anymore. If I go to bed like now at 5 a.m. or whatever, and I expect me to wake up at 7, I mean, I literally wouldn't. Right? Like, if I was the only person that could save the Earth from nuclear warheads destructing and exploding and I don't know, something happened, but it's not happening. I'm sorry. Like, I cannot get up at that time. It's literally not possible anymore. My body can't do it. So for me, school was not so much that, like, it wasn't so much that, like, when I went to bed or when I got tired or when I could wake up or like being up in the mornings or whatever. It was literally just I could do that on no sleep. I was perfectly capable of being functional and waking up. You know, uh, early hours in the morning when you would get up for school and having had no sleep. But I just can't do that at any time of day now if I haven't had enough sleep. Doesn't matter whether I'm sleeping from 9 a.m. till fucking 9 p.m. or whether I'm sleeping from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. Like, if I don't get enough sleep, I can't get up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just yeah.
I'd say for me, it's just sort of been a case of just falling into something that I find perhaps a bit more natural, though still inconvenient. Because luckily, I don't have to get up at 9. My earlier shifts are normally 10 o'clock. So that's worked out fairly well, although
Oh,
it
not
can be
bad.
earlier some days. Yeah. So
No,
I've been.
I think it
happy.
is very much just structured around what you have to your needs in life, I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you have to wait, like
Yep.
me and my sister are thinking of going to the gym soon, so I have to wake up a little earlier, like 8ish.
There goes even more
Yeah.
Stellaris time.
True.
To be up at 8 and then go gym half 8, get home, and then be ready for 10. Because I start work at 10, but I always wake up at half 8. Gives myself about an hour to wake up, and then
Yeah,
and
that's something I've needed more as I've got older as well. It's not just time to get ready, but time to wake up.
yeah,
The days of being able to get up for school, just like get ready at like ASAP speed and then just go, just don't exist anymore. Like if I'm not sat there like doing literally nothing for like a good hour before I have to do something, I'm just fucked because my brain can't process it. I need time to spool up to get those cogs turning, you know?
I do remember a lot of early mornings in school. Like even in like yeah, I remember more the late secondary school when we all were together. It's like I do remember the first couple lessons. I was just not fully with it, and then I remember enjoying school in the later evenings because that's when I'm awake. Just because yeah, it's
Later evenings.
later in the day. Shut up. Like around
I mean,
lunchtime, right? So
yeah. In terms of like sleep schedule and that, like I feel like everyone has a sort of schedule that they like to go to bed and like to go up right because everyone slightly differs in naturally when they feel tired and when they wake up, but it's not even just like the natural sleep cycle circadian rhythm side of things. It's also partly just like people like sunrise, some people like sunset, some people like the dark, some people like the light, right? People vary quite a lot in when, like for me, I'm like my favorite sleep schedule is actually waking up at about 4 a.m. and then going to bed in the sort of early to late evening. um which sounds like crazy to a lot of people, I'd imagine, right? Because you're like, wait, but you're like known for staying up till like 4 a.m. And you actually prefer waking up then? It's like, well, yeah, like that's my favorite time. But the problem with it is that that's when I feel the best in terms of my sleep schedule. But it causes numerous other problems unrelated to how I feel in terms of like waking up and stuff. Which is that most of my friends aren't around to chat to or
Mm.
to do anything with because they'll either be asleep or at work or whatever, or just off out places, because it's the middle of the day. And then it's also just kind of awkward because you spend this. It's weird for your like schedule of like everyday things like getting food and shopping and stuff to like do that because it really does not contradict well or correspond well with like normal breakfast, lunch, tea, like when you would go out shopping or when you'd go and visit like a shop if you had times and stuff. Because when do you schedule that into your day? Because you can't do that in the morning anymore. Because your morning is like none of the shops are open until afternoon by the standards of when you're waking up. It's a weird one. But that is my favorite time. Like I love waking up at that time. It starts off dark. It starts to get light. I like my favorite time is winter morning, at like 4 5 a.m. You just go out and it's nice and nippy and it's just like chill and you've got like birds. So it's fucking great.
There are
But
Tumblr
it does not.
pages for people like you.
There are Tumblr pages for people like me, and I was a heavy Tumblr user in school, but
It does
like
I'm
explain a
not.
lot now when I think about
I
it.
will actually
it's
agree with you. Like my I don't know how to put it, but like my dream situation is like waking up at like 5 in the morning on a frosty morning, like on a frosty morning. That I
Why are
love.
you? There's so many descriptions here. And like, yeah, I absolutely I appreciate you guys know what you like. Yeah, well, sure. Let me throw my hat in the ring here. I don't want to wake up before like 1 or 2 because none of the YouTubers I watch upload before then. So don't
Fair.
have anything
yeah,
to
but
do until then.
that's the thing. You just watch them a day out of sync. All of the YouTubers I watch upload at
Mm.
around 6 p.m. UK time, give or take about
Well,
3 hours.
you know what I'm like with having my
Right?
YouTube tabs open ready to go. This doesn't sound
You
like
are,
a good idea
right?
to delay it by.
So what I normally do, like on those days I wake up at 4 a.m., a few of the streamers I watch stream around them, so I might watch them for a little bit, or then I'll catch up on the YouTube vids that I missed from the previous evening, which is when I went to bed. So I don't watch them as they come out, but like it still works out as a pretty decent schedule if you don't mind watching things on a bit of a delay.
That's fair.
Yeah, like, so many of my videos I've got to watch now are like streams that are either 1 hours, 4 hours, or 5 hours. It's gonna take me forever to get through them.
I have actually got
Yeah.
to the point
I
where
also watch videos in bed, so I'm then kind of take some of them out occasionally.
I don't really. Actually, I've kind of got to a point where I just don't. I don't get excited for uploads from people. To be honest, I don't. I just watch. I'm at a point where I'm watching shit tons of old content or just new content from
I mean,
different content creators these days.
yeah, I can understand what you're saying there. In terms of the YouTubers that I used to watch, And not so much just the YouTubers, but the type of content that I used to watch, like going back to when we were in school, right?
Mm.
Um, I watched a lot of generic Let's Play content, not necessarily just Let's Plays, but in the form of they're playing the game and commentating, but also like heavily edited Let's Plays, comedy, things in games and stuff. I do not watch a lot of that now. The closest channel to that would be like RT Game, I guess, that I watch. But RT does a lot more heavy focus on comedy and stuff, and it's all edited clips from his stream in almost all cases. So like it's still quite different to like someone is just recording a let's play of a video game and then editing it in a generally funny way or making jokes in their commentary. I just watch a lot less YouTube in general as well than I used to in terms of like the spread of creators. And I watch a lot more variety of content. I watch a lot more IRL content than I used to, but not really generic vlogging content, more like specific content. I watch a lot more like general like discussion-y stuff, like educational stuff, like philosophy, politics. I watch a wide variety of YouTube content now, but like overall, it's a lot less than I used to. Like I went from being like a very like large amount of the same stuff to a like much smaller amount of a variety of stuff. And I've also been on that trend of watching old content lately, because like past maybe month, I've been getting into bed earlier than when I intend to go to sleep. I've been getting my laptop out and I've been watching either like streams for a few hours or like like playlist series of something for a few hours. Normally content that I've already watched, but I'm just rewatching it again. Like recently, I was watching Panda's Hybrid Panda's Resident Evil 2 remake series again because that's been good. I just finished his Claire run last night.
Oh,
But yeah, like I don't know. YouTube is a fickle beast in terms of like what I want to watch and stuff, but it's definitely moved a lot more away from like watching every video uploaded by one channel to watching like quite a variety of things just sort of randomly.
Yeah, and to be honest, talking about one thing I absolutely love is I love when I get into those stages where I'm looking at something new that I want to get, and so I just watch shit tons of videos from multiple different creators on said products. A good example of that is I've been really wanting to get a smartwatch, so I've been watching shit tons of videos on all the different smartwatches and from all different users, and actually doing that, I found a new channel who seems to be relatively small compared to the rest of them, but I love what he does. And I love those sort of times where I just find shit tons of new content. I'm not, so there are times where I will just have like Sundays are a great example of this, are where I'm just like I'm watching the same type of video and I just get bored and I just don't know what to do, so I just lay in bed, and luckily TikTok's around so I can just bore myself with TikTok because there's shit tons of shit on there. And then I'll just get out of bed and watch some more of the same old stuff. So that's why I like having those sort of times where if like it's typically when I want a new thing or I'm looking into upgrading something, or I don't know, maybe a new game came out and I'm interested in the updates or something like that. Then I can watch new stuff and along that side look for new content, or content creators, sorry. And you know that kind of goes into one of the biggest topics that's happened recently. It is YouTube have been getting fucking massive names recently, and it's like it feels like this is kind of been planned since the absolute, like it feels like this has just been planned for a shit ton of time, because it's all happened within like a week of them buying Dr. Lupo, and then it was Tim the Tatman, and everybody's saying that Nick Merckx is going to go soon. And it's like, it feels like this is done on purpose. It probably isn't. It's probably a complete coincidence.
I
But
think it's absolutely done on purpose. I'm fairly confident in saying that yeah, YouTube's like whoever, I'm not sure I could name the person specifically, but someone up at the top of YouTube has made a decision to spend out big on getting a lot of these very big names in the industry across onto their platform.
but I
They're making pretty large moves.
yeah, and I'm also genuinely curious the way Twitch are reacting to it, being very respectful on it. I feel like they may have got something out of the deal potentially, or like at least somewhere in the business world they're getting, I don't know, good like a praise maybe from YouTube, or I don't know, just brownie points from YouTube, because they're not like they haven't been quiet. They've been quite vocal on, you know, this person's been good to the company. It's good to see them go off, to both Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tatman.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't personally read into that as much as
No, but it just seems like one of
it's
those.
like
They let
they're getting some deal from YouTube. I think they're just trying to get good PR.
yeah, like I guess that's what they really need right now because they're quite like they're
They're not
doing
doing great for PR.
no, they're doing better, especially in the last couple of months, but the last year hasn't been the best.
It's a low bar.
Yeah. But it's like I think the whole Tim the Tapman and Dr. Lupo moving over, people I think are just I don't think it's that big of a move. It's like the whole Doctor Disrespect thing's gonna come up soon. He's suing Twitch, as did Phantom Lord a couple months back, and so that could potentially bring some stuff up. But then again, people said with Phantom Lord, a lot of shit gonna come out about Twitch. But as far as I'm aware, nothing really did, or at least nothing that people really batted an eye at, like came out of it. He won his suit, he won his lawsuit, and he got money out of it. He's now doing well on YouTube. So what? Twitch, it seems like they haven't taken much of a hit from that whole case. If this Doctor Disrespect thing does have a big outcome, I don't think it's going to really affect Twitch. Like the thing I saw is that this is very simplified, but the most likely things to come out of this whole Doctor Disrespect versus Twitch case is either Twitch made a mistake and are just trying to hide it. That's why they're not saying anything about it. At which point, okay, Doctor Disrespect makes a shit ton of money, and Twitch get a slap on the wrist. They're probably not going to get too shit on for that. Or Doctor Disrespect has genuinely done something bad, and Twitch did the right thing. But at the same time, then why would he go into a lawsuit and try and sue them? It's probably Twitch made a mistake. They just want to hide it for PR reasons, and hey ho, if it goes live, I don't think it's going to be that severe of a mistake that it's going to affect them to a point where they fucking lose millions of users. It's like, sorry, Cam.
I think Twitch has other issues that are affecting them right now that could lead to them using user base significantly, way more than some of the biggest creators switching platforms or any sort of similar deal where that sort of thing happens or whatever. Like I just don't think it's that big a deal. Any big creator on Twitch moving platform, right? If they're on Twitch and they're that big anyway, right? They've already made Twitch a good amount of money,
Yeah.
right? And then moving platform is just general business competition, right? Like YouTube can offer someone a contract for the X amount of money or X rate or a fixed payout or whatever benefits that made these people move platforms. And Twitch can equally do the same thing if they want to get creators that are big on YouTube over, there's plenty of people that they could do that to if they were particularly interested. And I think they've got more worries about users being upset with the platform in terms of hate raids,
Oh yeah.
general just like problems with certain features and issues and stuff. And just generally, sometimes the experience on Twitch can be absolutely fucking awful in comparison to YouTube. And that's not to suggest that YouTube's is always great either. It's not. It's got numerous other problems, and so on. But like content and video delivery on YouTube, once you're actually on the live streaming page, immediately it's better than Twitch in my opinion. Generally higher quality in visuals if it's done right. Generally way better for like latency and stuff if you know the 2x forward trick. Because a lot of people don't stream on Twitch at proper latency settings for some reason, and the viewer crashes all the time. Like there's numerous issues with Twitch that I think like should be way more of a concern to them than oh no, Dr. Lupo is on YouTube now.
Yeah, no, I don't
Like
think it's that much of an issue anyway. It's like football, like it's like, oh, your favorite person joining a different team. It's probably like in 90% of the cases, it's not because they love that platform more. It's because of money. Both of these streamers that went to YouTube still make hundreds of thousands of pounds probably off YouTube because they upload their clips and videos on YouTube nonetheless when they were on Twitch. So them moving doesn't really make much of a difference.
Yeah.
They're still getting paid shit tons of money from YouTube. That's why they made the move. They didn't go, oh well, Twitch is not doing too well, I'm just going to make the move on my own back. They got paid for it. So it's the whole, it's like I think it becomes bigger news when like this was a while ago, but like the whole Ninja moving to Mixer and then Mixer dying, that made big news because Mixer died. If YouTube randomly died, then it would become big news. The likelihood of that happening, very, very minuscule, but it would be kind of amusing in my opinion.
it's near enough impossible, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of users YouTube has like worldwide, it would be for it like reduce in size or have to like make changes or something, sure, but like to die would be literally just I don't think it's
I
theoretically economically possible for that to happen.
I think it would have been bigger news if they both moved to Facebook, because that would have been like
Um,
a weird
I don't
decision.
I don't think so actually, because I think if they both moved to Facebook, everyone would have immediately written it off as, oh, Facebook offered them a good contract. They're getting good money for it, right? They're going for the bag. No one really cares that much, whatever. I think moving to YouTube, while it absolutely is, like you said, they've definitely been offered a good contract, whether that's upfront payment or a salary to work and stream on the platform, or whether it's just a better rate than they were getting on Twitch, or whatever it is. Um, like they've got their monetary reasons to move that. I still think that YouTube is the closest direct competitor for a streaming platform we have to Twitch, especially in recent years where they've started to make a lot more moves. Um, I think as well, like you say, for those channels that do upload their clips and their VOD content to YouTube, I think consolidating your entire workflow to one platform is actually a very good thing.
Hmm.
One of the awkward things a lot of Twitch streamers have is that Twitch's VOD system kind of sucks. Um, so like a lot of people upload their VODs to YouTube. But then that's awkward because you've now got revenue streams from your subscriptions, you've got revenue streams from donations, you've got revenue from merch, you've got revenue from sponsorships and advertisements, of your own accord, not through any other platform. You've got revenue from your YouTube channel. You've got revenue from YouTube memberships. So for your YouTube channel that's big enough to get memberships and you enabled them, you've got like a lot of complex revenue streams to deal with, right? But being able to move almost all of that can be to YouTube definitely would be nice for a lot of big channels, especially when you're operating with that amount of money that, you know, it's very much a business level, complex accountancy required decision, you know?
Hmm. But then again, I think the counter argument to that, if I was to be the devil's advocate, is you were earning enough money that you could just pay people that it makes like no difference to you personally. You know, you're just adding an extra job to someone else, or you're hiring another person to just sort out a second account, or your YouTube or TikTok or whatnot finances. You know, but that's still it's just an extra step. It's nice to have
Yeah,
everything in one place.
I get what you're saying there, but it's also worth considering, right? Say someone's a big streamer on Twitch, 80% of their income is coming from Twitch subscriptions and bits,
Hmm.
right? Okay, that's probably a bit high, but you get the point. A good amount of their income is coming from it, right? And that's cut at, because they're a big streamer, they get 70/30, right? They're one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, which offers them a great contract. They get 70% of every single subscription. That's great, right? In comparison to most Twitch streamers, that's insane as it is. 50/50 is good to get on Twitch, bloody hell. But, you know, they're obviously, if you're talking about some of these people, they are some of the biggest streamers on the platform flat. They probably are on good contracts like that. Um, but then you've got this weird situation in YouTube where you're getting a good amount of money from your VODs as well, because you're a big name. Everyone knows you. People on YouTube know you. People on Twitter know you. People on Twitch know you. You know, you're a big name in the industry. And your VODs are getting a good amount of views, and you're making a lot of money from them, but you're only getting 40% of what your VODs are making. Or you're only getting 50% of what your VODs are making, or whatever, right? Which means the amount of money you could be getting on VODs is thing. And then YouTube says, hey, come stream for us. We'll give you an X amount of money up front for doing so. But also, we'll give you 70/30 on your streams, on your super chats, on your VODs, and on your clips. Suddenly, that decision isn't just so much that they could just pay someone else to do their accountancy for them and handle that, which obviously all these big people absolutely have accountants and creator management and so on. It's more that you can take a revenue that's split between lots of different cuts, some of those cuts being unfavorable and some of them being favorable, and you can get all of them to be favorable, right? Like you could be looking at Tim the Tap Man. I don't know if he's one of the ones that uploads VODs to YouTube, and you could have been getting a 50/50 cut on his YouTube VODs. And now he could be getting a 70/30 cut. And that's a lot of extra money if you're doing
Hmm.
well on your VODs channel. I think that's where like the real key thing is with the financial side of it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Yeah.
Isn't
No.
it? This may be completely random as well. Isn't it the case you get 100% of super chats on YouTube?
I have no idea. I know
thought so.
Twitch. I know Facebook offer you 100% of your revenue stream, and they've extended that till I think next year. YouTube, I can't say for though. If it's, I don't actually know what the split is on YouTube. To be honest, I haven't been monetized for God knows how long because I changed the rules a couple years back. So
Shaking my head.
I know you have to have 1,000 subscribers. It's a pain in the ass. But that's one thing Twitch need to change is just the revenue stream. No, sorry,
it's
the split.
it's 70% of super chats, right? So in comparison
Okay.
to the cut of bits that you get on Twitch,
Okay.
immediately that's considerably
Yeah.
better.
If Twitch just need to figure out how to, or not figure out, Twitch just need to change their split, because at the moment it's just not competitive in any
Yeah,
way, shape, or form. Um,
it's really not.
and with the local sub pricing, it just seems like a more of a better time to do it now, because people are genuinely losing money. You know, people in the mid range. You know, I've said this in the past on my streams. If you're in the mid range where you're earning just enough to make a living off it, you should then be saving up and investing into other ways, because living a life off just subscriptions is such a volatile way of living life, because it can change literally in
Oh
a
yeah,
day
absolutely.
so quickly. Some people it's not viable though, and I can understand that. But still, Twitch just need to look into look into their split and potentially other things to just help the medium streamer. The large streamer doesn't really need to worry. Maybe better ways for discoverability for the smaller streamer, but again, it's that battle of, you don't want to make everybody famous, but you wanna give people options. It's they're doing a lot more. They're hiring people, and they're definitely doing a lot more to Twitch than they have ever done for the last year, which is nice. Some better than others, but they're still doing it,
Yeah.
and there's a lot to come. I'm hopeful for 2022 on Twitch. I think they're going to be adding a lot more good features, testing some new stuff, and potentially helping the community and smaller and medium streamers. We'll have to wait and see though. It's going to be a weird year, but I think it's going to be a good year nonetheless. So maybe them selling off maybe these people moving might motivate Twitch to bring more streamers into the limelight. Who knows? I doubt it.
Yeah, just one say, like, as a small streamer, I would not mind like if Twitch wanted to promote me, or if I got a shout out from
Like,
somewhere or anything like that.
you
Like, I'm
remember?
okay.
I think it was like 5 months ago. They had that whole thing where, if you got enough channel, you could have a channel points goal where you would be on the front page of
Yeah.
Twitch. That's just disappeared, as far as I'm aware. Like, they did
Well,
the
that just
testing, and
because it was causing problems.
was it? Okay, I hadn't read into
Yeah.
anything about that.
From what I understand, there was a similar sort of situation to hate rates going on, where any small streamer that was put on the front page of Twitch was just being dogpiled by thousands of viewers without a moderation team to deal with it, without experience in using Twitch's moderation tools and how to deal with it. And they were
Nice.
just suddenly going from, oh, I averagely stream with 10 viewers to, oh, I'm streaming to 4.8k viewers, and I have absolutely zero idea how to do with chat. My entire chat is people making fun of me for not necessarily having the same quality stream you can expect from Tim the Tap Man, a man that makes thousands of dollars a month. Like, it was a serious problem. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm fairly certain that is why that was removed. Yeah,
Okay, because I liked that. I think it just needed some.
I would have liked.
good in theory.
Yeah,
good
it's
without
good in
bad
theory.
without moderation.
Yeah, I think that's something they should look more into, after they fix the hate raids, because again, that's just a great way to just help smaller communities. Just fix it in a way that won't
I
kill
think
them.
Twitch need to realize at some point that they need to start respecting some of the smaller to medium streamers on their platform a bit more than they do. Because I absolutely get the majority of their income is coming from these big channels that have got big viewership, consistent viewership, and when they're getting advertisements delivered to them, as well as the subscriptions, right? It's a lot better to say like, oh, your advert will be seen by 10,000 people. Cool. It's a lot better to say your advert will be seen by 10,000 people concurrently, right? Like that's a big difference in terms of the advertising world, right? Like I don't think it happens. I would say that on an average, you could be watching Hassan right now at 29k viewers. I can guarantee you, if an advert for Burger King ran for all viewers in the US on that stream, literally not a single person would even consider talking about it in chat. But I can guarantee you, there's some executive at Burger King somewhere thinking we can run an advert on Twitch, and if they advertise it to 10,000 concurrently, a few people will be mentioning Burger King in the chat, and that's good advertisement. You absolutely know that's exactly how out of touch like advertising ballrooms are in some of these big companies,
Okay,
right?
so here's what we do. Here's how we fix this for Burger King. People who talk about Burger King in chat during that ad break, during that sponsored segment, have a chance to get a free gifted sub. You're welcome, Burger King. Just saved you business. I'll expect my subs in the mail.
That is beautiful. Actually, you saying that, I think that is a much better way of, like, obviously there's so much more moderation that has to go into it, but that's a much better way of doing it, is like only give that feature to people who have a growing community, and like, you would look into steps like you would make sure they're not just someone who's streaming on a weekly on like a couple day weekly basis, that have no mods or active mods constantly, that don't
Well-
have a well set up a chat bot or any moderation at all, because yeah, that's just going to cause horrific issues.
Again, I could understand why they might say, say this feature comes back, right? They might put a limitation. You have to have auto mod set to this level at minimum for you to be considered for it. I get something like that being a thing. But I don't think like adding like viewership requirements or like how regularly you stream. I get why it's a part of the requirements for affiliate and partnership because of how the website makes money. I still think it sucks though because there are people that just don't stream full time and want to stream as a side income, but can never stream as a side income because their full time job means they can never ever meet requirements for affiliate
But
or
like,
never meet the requirements for partner or whatever, right? I think Twitch puts too much focus on like when people stream. There are great streamers I know that stream once every 2 weeks, and they stream for 4 hours once every 2 weeks. You know, like they did that grind to get partner, and then since they're partner, they can just do that now, and they just get the benefit of doing that. And it's kind of it's a bit of an exclusive club that kind of sucks in a weird way that you do have to grind for that like initial contract, and then you can just completely ignore it. And Twitch don't give a shit that you're not earning them revenue by streaming 8 hours every other day. You know, like it's a weird sort of situation in terms of how they treat people, and that's
saying that though, I always used to complain when I used to stream on Mixer that Twitch's affiliation was too easy. Because like Mixers at the time was, I think it was relatively the same to YouTube. Like YouTube at the moment, if you want to get monetization, you need 1,000 subscribers. It's like 10,000 minutes watched a month and something like that to just get basic monetization on your videos. Actually, I can find out. That used to be a lot less. I think it was like just, I think it was just done on how many views you got. Oh no, you didn't even have the limitation. It was just you could monetize your videos as long as you had Google AdSense. But they've
So that's going back a very long time.
Yeah,
If that's the case. I'm trying to think of when that would have.
at the moment it's 1,000 subscribers. You have to have 4,000 hours. Jesus Christ, 4,000 hours watched, and then you're able to monetize your videos. Yeah, no, I remember when I first did it, you literally just had to have an AdSense account, and then you could monetize your videos, and that's going back 5 years, maybe more. I haven't
more than that.
looked into the YouTube monetization since.
Remember that, to be fair.
So you know, yeah.
I mean, I think the big thing that I'd like to see from Twitch is it's just a push to actually caring a bit more about the financial stability of some of these creators, especially smaller creators, marginalized creators, people that are being sent these hate raids and that, because the cut that they offer just isn't good enough. Like it just flat out isn't good enough to the point where I know of multiple streamers that I can look at right now on my followed channels list that are live that are already considering moving their revenue streams completely off of Twitch. Right? I've streamer I'm watching live has moved all of their emotes onto Better TTV, so anyone can use them, regardless of whether you're subscribed or followed. They ask people to donate or to set up a regular subscription for a few other sites, right? Which I think is fair enough. Like when Twitch is doing local sub pricing, which is using and their cut is the way it is, I think local sub pricing is a good thing.
Yeah.
For consumers, I think it's a great thing. But it needs to be done in an environment where Twitch is saying, okay, we get that this is going to reduce your income in certain ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to take less of your money. Because Twitch can afford to do that. There's no way they can't afford to do that. If they can afford to lose Tim the Tap Man and Dr. Lupo, I think they've not got a problem with someone that streams to 8 viewers on a regular basis suddenly getting a bit of an extra money each month. Like, oh, they're getting $20 more. Sure, that's going to make total difference. Like, it's horrific the way they seem to sort of just look over these issues. And then like the moderation stuff as well. Twitch has always had like the precedent that you can get a channel banned on Twitch for not moderating their chat. Right? It is a requirement if you're streaming to Twitch that you moderate your chat. Make sure it's in guidelines of TOS, with the law, where you're streaming, and so on, the law there as well as America. There's a lot of requirements you have to do when, like, for regulating your chat and stuff that's put on the user. And it's like, should a user on Twitch have to moderate their chat? That seems like Twitch's problem more than it seems like the streamer's problem, frankly. Right? Like, I absolutely think that you should have mods if you stream to Twitch, and you should get used to the tools and stuff. They're very useful as someone that mods on a few channels. Getting used to them is important. And knowing different modes you can put the chat in and stuff is important, especially like unique only and that. But at the same time, like it's not my problem if someone's coming into like with hate raids, right, where like thousands of viewers are suddenly joining a channel and sending the same words on repeat that are like slightly different Unicode characters each time, so they're slightly different and they're not the same. So they immediately bypass unique mode. I've got my automod level set to the highest and still didn't do anything because it's become incredibly easy to purchase verified long ownership bot accounts in the past few months, which is why these hate raids have become a problem. Yet Twitch is still out here emailing people. Did you know that you can appoint moderators? Did you know that you can set your channel to emote only mode or follower only mode? It's like
It's just
you know,
them.
it's ironic, frankly. They have the tools to do it, and they said in that article, like, oh, it takes a long time to develop these moderation things, and I absolutely get that. Like, I do get that, but you've had fucking years, mate.
It's
Like,
it's
you know,
them
you've
just
had your platform for years.
it's them just trying to do it as quickly as they can, have a quick solution, so they can't, so people can't complain. Oh well, Twitch didn't do anything. It's them just covering their backs for the really naysayers, the people that just want to say something bad about Twitch. Even though they will, because it's a shit bit of advice, but it's just them covering their backs and putting some advice out there as soon as they can and say, well, we've done something, we're putting something else in the long term, and that's being worked on right now. It's still like shoddy, but it
I mean,
should have been
yeah.
it should have been done years ago. Let's just be honest.
The naysaying I'd have about it is that they haven't done anything. They've just informed people that are getting raided by thousands of people at a time, saying horrific racist stuff or horrific transphobic stuff, that already know moderators exist. Someone that's dealing with hate raids is probably quite aware of what follower only mode on chat is. Like, I'm fairly certain they've got an idea. Like, it's just pointless telling people this thing, in my opinion, really. Like people already know. It's not going to solve the problem. Follower only mode doesn't solve the problem because they can just follow you unless you set your follower only chat to being fucking 3 months, at which point, like, when you're a small growing channel, that's just an absolute nuke to your chat. Just no one's chatting anymore. And that really sucks. As well as just, like, you know, unique mode is just so easily bypassed by bots. Like verifiership and stuff requirements for followers, and that's so easily bypassed by bots because bots can just be accounts that have existed on Twitch and verified email addresses for months now. Like, I mean, your channel here has had times where you've had bot follows and stuff, right?
I've had it once,
Which
and that
is
was
really.
5k.
I mean, you've had bot
7k.
follows in small amounts. You've had a bot follow like mass amount once.
I haven't
Um,
had small ones.
Well, like, I'm sure you get followed by bots like
Oh,
occasionally,
like,
right?
yeah. Sorry, I
Like,
thought you meant like small groups. Like, yeah.
no, yeah, right? Because like
Very
that's a big thing on
defensive, dig
Twitch.
into this Twitch.
And stuff. But again, it's one of those things, like when you get followed by bots, right? There are third-party tools made by a few people, Commander Root and stuff, that allow you to help deal with these bots that follow you en masse, and to deal with the situation and stuff. But again, it shouldn't be a streamer's problem who's following them. Like, why should a streamer have to worry about the fact that 10,000 bots have followed them halfway through a stream? You know, like, especially smaller streamers where that number can be quite worrying to them, because if you're a streamer with millions of followers, an extra 10,000 really doesn't mean anything. You're frankly just not going to care. But if you're a smaller streamer, that number could be like quite important to you in terms of your Twitch analytics and statistics and stuff, and you don't want to know that that's not true, even though you didn't pay for the bots. They just turned up randomly. It's not like you were botting your own channel. They're just there, and it's this horrible sort of situation. It's like, that shouldn't be something a user on Twitch has to deal with. That's Twitch's problem, that bot users can be created like that and you know, manipulated so easily. And it's a problem on YouTube's end as well. This is something I want to be real clear about. I don't think hate raids have explicitly been as bad a thing on YouTube for a few reasons. Chat requirements on YouTube are more complicated. Chat on YouTube is just shitter to spam. It's
Can you
laggier.
raid on YouTube?
You can't do raids, although not every hate raid on Twitch uses the raid feature necessarily either. And so on, right? But Twitch has got, YouTube has got a shit ton of bots. If you go to like big channels and scroll down in the comment section, especially like it normally comes in waves. I'm not sure it's bad right now, but a couple weeks to a month ago, it was a real bad spot. You could go to any YouTube video and scroll down, and like every other comment, once you get to comments that are just like no likes, no interaction whatsoever, they're just random comments, are just bot links. And then that's not even considering when you go to channels that have got high kid viewership, like Mr. Beast, where like half the comments are just Mr. Beast with a Unicode character telling you to click on this phishing link, and so on. And like, it's so bad on both platforms, and it's honestly just depressing that Google and Amazon seem to not think they have the capability of moderating them.
It seems to be a popular trend right now when it comes to bots and especially like kind of going a bit not off topic but just changing it a little bit, is like hacking as well. Like, it seems like these companies are just really like saying, oh well, we can sort the issue out, but not right now. Here's a few short-term ways of not having to deal with this issue and doing it yourself, you lazy fuck. It just feels like they think we're dumb and that we're going to just take their word for it. It's like, no, we know what you're doing. do it better, you dicks. But it's really really
Yeah.
unfortunate that it's got to a point now that it's kind of just it's seen as just something you just have to deal with as a streamer, unfortunately. Um, that like the amount of TikToks I've seen in the last week talking about how they have a panic button just for hate raids, and how it just helps them deal with it. Some people helps them make a little bit of money off it, which is I agree with. Some people
Absolutely.
it just nukes their chat to make sure that nothing gets seen. All of them have it so it clips the moment, so then they can report the account. But these accounts, as you said, they're so easily bought and made that it's not an end way of doing it. There's going to be a 7, like for every account you ban, there's 10 new ones that second being built.
Like to be clear, I understand that to implement complex social features on a website, there are in legal regulations of different countries, especially when you're operating as a website that's Twitch is accessed by hundreds of countries. Like, is complicated. I still think it should have been done way before now, right? But let's look at a simple solution to this, right? Twitch have asked people to report these accounts. Continue reporting them. It helps us. When they raid you or when the first account that joins you and starts spamming, report it. And I'm saying, like, it would literally take me a few hours of work as someone that has limited programming experience to write something that can monitor every chat on all the IRC channels on Twitch, right? And go, oh, has someone just raided this channel and then suddenly has the chat been spammed with similar messages? Like, it wouldn't be that hard to detect. And then even if all you do with that detection is then just forward it onto a human reviewer that then goes, nope, that was an actual raid, and then someone started a chant in chat. Yep, that was a hate raid. That was a normal raid, and they just all said the same thing by pure coincidence, right? Like, there's so many simple like detection things that could literally be made in under a day worth of work that they don't need to be tools for the user to use, but Twitch can use on their end to immediately start dealing with this problem on a way faster scale than they already are. And then in terms of, like, this is a small topic jump, but it's something that's always found odd to me as well, is in terms of like advertisement on Twitch and the effect of that experience and so on, right? Advertising and interrupting live content is just bad, right? Twitch will go, oh, we need to do it to maintain the website and sure, whatever, and so on. But it's just bad. It shouldn't be a thing, in my opinion, right? If you're gonna have advertisers, it should be banner ads on the side, or should not interrupt the content in any way, because it's just shit on a live stream. And the thing that I find especially odd about it is Twitch really think they don't have any other way of earning revenue. You're Amazon, like making a fucking bloody hell, what's the word? Merch service for Amazon, right? And then you can have like Amazon webpage at the bottom of someone's Twitch stream with all of their merch, right? Or maybe start doing deals as Twitch as the negotiator between content creators that you're proud of and big on your platform and other companies. If you're Amazon and you sell a bunch of Logitech products, maybe you want to go, oh, here's a streamer that's sponsored by Logitech and they're one of our biggest. Oh, maybe we'll contact Logitech and say, hey, do you want to have all your products featured below this person's stream, integrated into the website rather than through a link that they have to click? And the streamer gets a cut of it, and we get a cut of it, and then you get the rest? Like, that seems like completely reasonable, right? Like, I don't know why they haven't done integrations like that.
Oh, so
it shouldn't be Amazon struggling to make money. It's Amazon.
you say that they used to have a way of doing that.
Yeah, but it wasn't integrated into sponsorships and merchandising, though.
No, it was It was just integrated into the channel, but like I can see that happening in the next couple of months potentially, but like definitely next year. I can definitely see them doing that because you're right. There's no need for them to be struggling for money. They need to change the way advertisements are shown on streams. It should be just banner ads, even if it's the questionable way they want to do it. You're still seeing the stream. It doesn't cover up the stream. It's better than having an interrupted advertisement. And it just seems really stupid the way they're not like the weird the worst thing about this is I remember you famously saying to me, this is months ago, but you famously said to me, why am I getting Audible adverts on a website owned by a company that owns Audible? It's not like they need the money. Or
I mean, that's just money laundering, right? That's just moving money between
Yeah.
different subsidiaries you're in internationally. It's a massive conglomerate, as far as I'm concerned.
It's
The thing,
just
it wasn't that I was
stupid.
just getting Audible adverts. It's
I
that
didn't say
9 out
any
of
of this,
10
Amazon.
adverts, frankly,
Send the black vans to me.
99 out of 100 adverts that I got on Twitch were an Audible advert,
Yeah.
right? And then the random chance, the stratospheric, like insane, unlikely chance I get a non-Audible advert. Oh, it's for an Amazon Prime TV special.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you like, I already pay for Amazon Prime TV. You're advertising to an account that is linked to an account that already pays for the thing you are advertising. This is pointless. This achieves literally nothing other than taking me away from the content that I could be engaging with through subscriptions, through bits, through chat, all of which helps your platform. Like, it's absurd to me. It's just truly absurd.
The only thing I can think of is maybe at that time, I don't know if it is still quite bad because I still get older. It's just they're just not getting the advertisements at the moment.
It was a big thing in the UK at the time as well, specifically.
Yeah.
Because I know from speaking to people in the US, it wasn't as bad in the US. So it's definitely partly to do with like when they get these advertisements, like where the companies actually want to advertise to and stuff. But another thing, I have a sneaking suspicion about Twitch now. Actually, there's a lot of people that still advertise that subscribing to them removes adverts. Right? If you're subscribed to a channel, you don't get adverts on the channel. That's not strictly true. But actually now, I'm fairly confident I could give you a solution to that. Subscribe to a few channels. You won't have adverts on Twitch anymore. So I use advertisement blocking on Twitch. I have absolutely zero shame in it. I'm subscribed to channels. I'm paying them a good amount of money a month. They can fucking suck it, right? But I had that very common thing where because Twitch is sort of in a fight with the ad block community and they're sort of having a little, rival off. Always he's got the left hook in. Oh no, always he's got back. Oh, that was a good dodge. Lovely.
Nice. Yeah.
Like they're having this very, very long-standing fight where you sort of went through like every few months in stage of Twitch where you have no adverts from the ad block. And now you've got the purple screen telling you, you're using a third-party tool for a few weeks, then that fixes again, and it was going back and forth like that. I haven't had that purple screen show up with my ad block setup that's not changed in years on Twitch since I started subscribing regularly to about 3 or 4 channels at once. The second I did that, I have not received a single advert on Twitch anywhere. The only time I get advertising on Twitch is on mobile, and it's always one advert when I first load the stream and then none for the entire rest of the stream. And I've watched like 6 hours of content like on multiple separate occasions from my phone, where it's always been the one advert at the start for 30 seconds and then that's gone. So I'm fairly certain, which I think is because of mobile platforms charges for like subscriptions and stuff. So I'm fairly certain on Twitch, if you want to get rid of advertising and your adblock system is in the situation where you're getting the purple screen and stuff, just subscribe to a few channels. A couple more channels in your regular subscriptions, and you just don't get adverts. They just don't advertise to people that are subscribed to a few people. That seems to be genuinely how it works.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I
don't have experience with that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I subscribe to 2 people, 3 people.
One of them me.
You don't have subscriptions at the moment.
Oof.
But that'd be an aim. That's an aim for you. Get affiliated. Unless you want a multi-stream, then don't. Yeah, no, it's I normally get adverts every single time I watch someone stream. I always get an advert at the beginning of it, which is just annoying. But what can I do? Now, I don't want to change the topic too much, but it's me. So, I don't know if any of you...
Space exploration.
I don't know if any of you have seen this, but apparently Vega have given a reason to why the 3090s were exploding when playing the New Worlds beta.
Yes, yeah, I did.
Which wasn't a fan controller issue, which I really wish was. I know it's feasibly not possible to go up to 200,000 RPM, but just the idea of that just makes me laugh. But for those who don't know, apparently it was just some dodgy soldering on the MOSFET boards, or MOSFET cards, sorry. Which I'm glad, apparently I wasn't aware of this. Apparently Vega gave the people that had this issue their new cards before they even sent their broken cards in. They just gave
You're calling them... Sorry, it's just clogged.
Yeah.
You've been calling them Vega this entire time.
Vega.
I wasn't. Yeah.
EVGA.
Vega is my new name for them.
Fuck off.
Oh, EVGA, that who you on about? Right.
Shut
okay.
up.
I didn't realize it was specific. I've not been following this issue. I didn't
I've
realize it was
always heard them
EVGA.
I've always heard it as Vega for some reason.
That is weird.
Vega, yeah.
Like when you first said Vega cards, I thought you were referencing AMD Vega cards,
no.
and then once you started talking about it, I realized you weren't. I thought Vega was the name of the developer until you said that they were sending people GPUs, and I was like, well, wait, what?
EVGA. I'm sorry, I have one literally right there.
There's other issues with 3090s, and the main issue I'd have with 3090s is that they literally
there's none in the world.
referenced. No, the reference cards for 3090s literally run to the point where they will overheat and destroy themselves. If you do just leave them at their normal limits, they will literally burn themselves to death. Like Wendell,
Interesting.
it has had this happen to 2 cards now. I think 2 reference 3090s from Nvidia have just died because they just like, oh yeah, we just let our chipset get to 120 degrees C and then it died. Like, oh, you didn't think maybe shutting down because it was hot? You didn't think cooling, putting a better cooler on your car? No, just 120 degrees C. That's fine, is it? Like, it's crazy that exists. Honestly, it's so funny to me.
And someone in the chat just said about the 4090s. God knows when they're going to reveal the 4000 series. Even if they're going to call them the 4000 series, who knows? It's Nvidia.
It'll be the
I
40X
think
series.
that
Yeah.
was a slight typo on their part, but we could talk about the next generation of graphics cards.
I mean, yeah, right.
But I wanted to
GTX.
talk about one quick game that I didn't realize was getting a reinvented edition.
So the next AMD card's meant to be a multi-chip module design of our upper end ones. That'll be fun.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. I think their next, I don't know if you'd call it a server, but their next enterprise one is going to be, and I believe their next consumer/gamer upper end ones are going to be as well. So that
Oh, wow.
should be fun. Quite big power draw if the rumors are right. I think some of them are around 400 watt.
I mean, power draw's
guess
got out
that's
of
the
hand
enterprise
lately
one.
anyway, with both
Yeah.
Intel and AMD.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, of all of them.
Yeah.
Very odd jump, but AMD actually patented a new look-ahead teleportation method for their quantum processors. So that's interesting.
Ooh.
Doesn't really mean anything because if you know anything about patents, normally companies patent literally anything they have
Yeah.
any concept they will ever possibly maybe at some point make.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, it's interesting. It's if it's true, then or not if it's true. If they ever start making quantum CPUs on that level, that would be interesting. Because that's technology that's not really implemented at all in any quantum CPUs currently existing. So you know.
I just saw an article here saying AMD, Nvidia, and Intel GPUs could be capable of hosting malicious code. A hacker has
Yep.
reportedly sold techniques for hiding malicious code and executing it on a GPU. Well, that's nice to hear.
Epic.
Have you guys seen that new game we need to play called Golf Club Wasteland?
What the? What are you chatting?
No.
Have you not? I
Give
saw
me
it
a
on Steam.
minute.
It's like one of the newest games on Steam.
You sound very surprised that we haven't. Let me have a look.
Yeah, you really do.
It's just a 2D golf game. I don't think it even has multiplayer pog. But I just saw it and I was like, oh, we've been playing golf. This is a game we need to play.
Wow, that's what we.
But no, do you guys
Hey,
remember?
Alfie, have you heard of the Gulf of Mexico?
Did
Oh,
you,
yeah,
Thing
I've
we
heard of
should
that.
check out. Yeah.
I
Do
mean, that
you-
sounds good actually. We've been playing golf lately.
do you guys
Yeah.
remember Sir You Were Being Hunted?
Yes.
Have you seen they're making a reinvented edition?
For some reason, I thought they already had made a HD remake or something, but I guess not.
So apparently it was
don't know about
announced by the Dutch porting house Den of Thieves. It's still in the early stages, but promises vast changes to the game's graphics, audio, gameplay, UI, and writing. So basically the entire game.
Planned release date Feb 2022.
Yeah. So,
and you will
Requires
get a
Windows 10, a
discount if you
64-bit
own your
CPU, and DirectX 11.
which, you know what, I never played Sir You
I
Were
see.
Being Hunted, but I did see a lot of videos on it, and it was a game I really wanted to play, but just never got the chance to. So I might actually give that a go. I might pick that up and give it a go. Because from what I'm aware of, Sir You Were Being Hunted was a brilliant game. So, cool.
Yeah, it was alright. I think I only played it a couple of times, and I don't think I ever fully got into the atmosphere of it. Maybe that was the problem. Yeah.
Right. Sorry,
Thanks
I
for
was just
checking
looking at
out.
more news.
Small topic, but not huge jump to further gaming news. Is Dinnerbones returning to work at Mojang after an extended break for
Oh.
his mental health?
Oh, is that
He's
good?
going to be.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's positive.
yes, it's absolutely good.
I don't know who
Dinnerbones love
Dinnerbones is. I'm assuming he's the guy who made the dogs.
Okay.
I'm not even responding to that. Anyway, he's returning back on a reduced work schedule, so good on him and hope that he's doing good in that sense. But the interesting thing, the reason I brought it up, is that while he's been on his break, he's been playing Minecraft rather than developing Minecraft, which he said he's quite enjoyed. Because he's got
That's
to have
an
multiple
awful idea.
updates. experienced as a user, where he's not known what was coming in the updates, and he's kept completely blind to it, and he's just had the updates and got to play them in single player and stuff, which he's been enjoying.
Mm.
And alongside that, he's noted down a bunch of small, tiny things that irritated him as a player that could be fixed with small, tiny, under 2 hours worth of coding quality of life changes, and that's his immediate plan for the first thing he's going to do, considering he's going to be working 2 hours a day at first, is just implement an absolute shit ton of small quality of life changes to UI, features and stuff like that. So that sounds like that's going to be really awesome if that goes ahead. That would be cool to see what he comes up with.
No, definitely. I do want to get.
That would actually be very.
I do want to get Minecraft Bedrock Edition.
What?
Just for other reasons. Um,
I have many questions.
right.
Bedrock Edition is arguably better than Java Edition for numerous things, but it's controversial to say.
I don't know how I didn't know this, but apparently it's official that Windows 11 is launching on October the 5th. That was news to me.
You are.
I am literally weeks behind. Jesus.
What are your topics? Yeah, that you're weeks behind all this like major announcements, and then you suddenly mention some random golf game out of nowhere.
Oh, it's just because I saw it on Steam and then I saw it on PC Gamer. Like it was the top article, and I was like, "Oh, that okay? They've made an article on it. I might as well mention it."
A game that came out 2 days ago as well, just to be.
Yeah,
extra
but it's on
clear.
the top. It's like Steam fucking. If you want a good game, then play Surgeon Simulator 2. Even though people's reviews are mixed, I found it fun. But you'll find out on Wednesday when I release the video. Oh, sorry, no. Subscribers will find out on Wednesday when I release the video. Everybody else will find out the following week. Oh man!
Wow.
If you want a good game, Cookie Clicker is only £4 on Steam. There you go. And you know what?
Don't start with Cookie Clicker.
I
Not
might-
Help is about.
I might actually. I don't know. I'd love to do something on
Government
Stellaris because I'm actually doing somewhat well on there now somehow, but I'm actually doing somewhat well on Stellaris now. So Pog,
But I'm not. But
yeah.
Yeah, I think Charles is doing situationally the best. I'm managing purely because I've played the game before. Alfie and Reese are in varying levels of screwed, but I can't get to anyone, which is the real
mean,
problem right now. I need to start
depending
covering
on
that.
RNG of the AI, I'm fairly confident that I will be able to survive in a pretty decent state to the end of the game, maybe. But it's
Yeah.
entirely RNG on what the AI do and so on. But I'm not in a position to win unless some sort of miracle bestows my empire.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm expecting a joint win. Like I said, I'm worried that I won't be able to get a joint win with you guys just because of like my apparent devouring swarm ethic. But we'll see. We'll come to that when we come to it.
Fair.
Until then, I'm willing to try and join in as many wars as I can to help when when I finally get to you guys.
And the last bit of news I just wanted to talk about on when I was looking through PC Gamer, because this came out again a couple days ago, and I've seen mixed opinions on it. But the famous Player Unknown has announced a new game, and that's the tech demo will be pay what you want. Can you pay us $0? Who knows? But do we think this is just going to be another game that it's going to be a cash grab and then he's just going to leave and let some other company develop while he works on something else?
Maybe. Let me have a look. Oh, it's described. Sorry, I don't know if you said it specifically. Described as a prologue.
Oh yeah.
Wait, or is that what the game's called? Fuck, that's not clear at all by this.
I think that's what the prologue is. The game name.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. No, it is. Ignore me.
Yeah.
Fucking... I wonder how they were going to do a prologue to fucking Battle Royale. That's the term. I was going to call it a battle simulator. Quite.
Oh. So there will be no guidance, no path for you to follow, just like any open world game. Just a world, a spot on the map to reach, and tools needed to get there. That sounds like
That seems
fun.
like some guidance, to be fair. That sounds like telling you to go somewhere.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That just contradicts itself in the first sentence. Yeah, wow. Oh man, there's not. Yeah, okay. Apart from Battlefield, there's nothing really. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Shang-Chi. Actually, I've heard a
Oh, so
lot
you
of
got
good
that.
stuff about that.
Yeah,
I've heard
people have
very
been happy
positive
about
things.
Shang-Chi, I can tell you firsthand. A lot of people have been very. Oh man,
Don't spoil it.
Suicide
'Cause I want to
Squad's
watch
been
it.
getting very mixed reactions. Um, to the point where
Everybody knows out.
people it seems to be a Marmite scenario. To be honest, people either love it or they
Okay.
hate it. I would honestly say it's pretty mixed, perhaps leaning slightly more towards the negative from what I've heard.
My sister went and watched it last week and said that it was a good film, but some of the characters were literally just like in there for a few minutes, and it was kind of like she wishes they were in there for longer because she personally didn't like John Cena's character, but she much preferred Pete Davidson, and he's only in it for like 5 minutes, while John Cena's in it for
Uh,
the entire film. So there's like a lot of throwaway characters they got in, which I think is kind of just that sort of joke of there's so many stupid DC characters, and he just wanted to put them in there. But like we had, you know how we had that little game where I described a character and you tried guessing him
oh
from
yeah,
the Suicide Squad. The Javelin Man, Flula's character is in it for like two
Mhm.
minutes apparently, or like for an insignificant amount of time. He was just a throwaway character, which again, from what we told on that story, he is literally just described in the DC comic books as a German athlete who went into the world of crime for unknown reasons. Kind of isn't a good enough backstory to put him in a film, in my opinion. But what am I to say? I don't know. I haven't seen the film. Maybe it is a funny joke that the whole. I don't know. I've never seen the film. I've heard it's got good reviews. It's a
Yeah.
well written story. It's a typical James Gunn film, really. So yeah, and
Sorry,
oh sorry, Karen.
I know it's completely separate. I just remembered a certain game existed, and I'm
Oh
now
shit.
looking into it to see if they've updated it since the event happened.
Right. But no, I've tried to avoid Shang-Chi. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. I've heard it's a genuinely good film that's like not I don't know. I've heard it's a genuinely good film. I would have to see it myself, and obviously a lot of these people who are saying it are Marvel fans, so I don't know if it's a good Marvel
Mm.
film or a good film.
Well,
Um,
if only
so
you had someone you could take with you.
well, you got a good point. Would you? Yeah, actually, good point. So yeah, I'm curious what game you found now, or just
Oh,
remembered.
But look at that
I
topic change. He's not interested.
yeah, fuck me again. Oh, I was just looking at Cube World because I wondered because when it was released on Steam, a lot of
Oh,
people were saying that they didn't like the
Then that
like
game goes
progression
shit.
and a load of other things. But I checked the
good.
Steam reviews and it's like Grade A abandonware abandoned twice. Oh, so
Yeah,
I'm
isn't it the
guessing
game that got abandoned once and then
something
he
for
came
it.
back? It was hugely hyped up. Or am I thinking of a different game?
Yeah, it was pretty hyped to be fair, and then they changed it from like that beta build to just to the Steam build slightly in ways that people did not like,
Yeah, it was
which
really
is a
hyped
shame.
up, and then people played it and it was just not what they wanted. Like everybody said, oh, it should have been what it was back in the day, or like in as you said, beta build. Um, and then it just kind of died. Well, it just died on day
Uh,
one, as far as I'm
yeah,
aware.
he's been silent for pretty much 2 years actually.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest problem. Is he went silent after the first beta, didn't he? And then he released it and then went silent again, and like
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
really do him any good. I guess I don't know. I don't know the man personally. He got the money, so he made a game. Like, the thing is, the beta did look like a good game. I remember watching Nerdcube's video on it back in the day, and it looked like a fun game, a game I wanted to play.
Nerdcube this, Nerdcube
I
that.
know. Shut up. Actually, like, I was watching my
Not just spoke yet.
I was editing my I've been editing my Surgeon Sim video. I'm like, wow, this just seems like a Nerdcube copy. I didn't mean to. I just went into it. I was just I want to try and be funny, and then yeah, you can definitely
Haven't
see
you
where
made
my
content before where you were saying like that you wanted to express your Nerdcube
yeah
influence?
my most recent tactical tries, which this is also going to be
Indeed.
a tactical tries because that's my funny play series. Um, it is literally just like. But like, so I was thinking about this I was thinking of this Minecraft thing. I might call that a tactical journey.
What? What
Um,
Minecraft thing? Oh, yeah.
I might be doing a
Go on.
Minecraft thing. I haven't told you about it. I've told nobody about this. Uh, um, so yeah, I'm just trying to think of. There was something else I wanted to do for the channel as well. It was that tactical journey and then something else. But like, my problem is when I think of ideas, I think ahead way too far. For example, this not Minecraft thing that I'm definitely not thinking of. I was thinking at work how I could do the next series that hasn't even got anywhere. Like I would have to make the first series, complete it, but I've already got to the stage where I'm thinking, how am I going to tease the next series and start that? I haven't even thought about how I'm going to start this first one, let alone do any of it. So well done, Charlie. But
I mean, I get what you mean. Not that I've been not I've been creating content specifically recently, but I do historically have a problem with planning to create content and then never ever doing it. And I really like planning overarching, intertwining stories and lore and stuff and like silly jokes that span like series and stuff, because that's just kind of where my like enjoyment comes in terms of creative output and comedy and stuff. And it does not suit creating content on a platform like YouTube or Twitch, because it's just not really viable to do, like, to plan like 4 or 5 series with like all different intertwining like bits of lore and then jokes that like relate to that. Like, it just doesn't work. That's not how
I mean,
the
to be,
reality
you
of it
could
is.
probably jump between them with like some good chroma key and voice acting. To be fair,
Yeah, I reckon.
Nothing
I
else
reckon.
either.
I have been like, again, I don't want to go too far into it because it's like still it's very early alpha, early ideas. But like, if I was to do a series, like if I was to do this tactical journey series, it will be because it's a new series. I will record and edit all of it before I upload the first episode, so I can
Ooh.
then start on the next one. So it's going to be a while if I ever was to do this before it's even on the channel. But that's something I know for 100% I'm going to do is record, edit, and upload all of it before I even make the first one live. So it's all ready to go, and then I can then not worry about it, not have that pressure, because it's going to be heavily edited, and a lot of work going into it, that I don't want to have that pressure of making that first one. Okay, right, I've got a week to get the second one done, then get the second one done. Oh, right, I've got a week to get the next one done. I don't want that pressure. So it would be just to get all the episodes done, then I can plan it, get it sorted, do it, upload them all, and then either upload them all in one go or upload them every couple days or maybe every week. A bit like a good example would be the new Hat Films series they did. The Clarkson Hat Farms there, Clarkson Farm comedy parody, which is a really good video series. I highly do recommend it. It is well done. If you don't like Hat Films, I understand, don't watch it. But if you like their comedy, if you like their sort of stuff, it's a really well done thing.
In my example, it's Hat Films at their best, because I'm not someone that's regularly watched Hat Films ever. I've never watched, especially like their gaming content and stuff or their streams. I don't find them that like, they don't gel with my interest in that sort of content. But when they do these more like scripted, overarching comedy sort of series that they've done a few of in the past and stuff, as well as like certain IRL content and stuff, like I think that's Hat Films at their best, right? I think it's them because they can take their jokes, they can plan it out, they can create these characters effectively parodying something, right? And you have this sort of great relationship where not only are they all parodying Clarkson's Farm and Clarkson's Farm characters, that also, because it's Clarkson, kind of parodying generic Top Gear and Grand Tour Trio in like tropes, as well as just parodying themselves and how they would act in this sort of situation, because it's poised like as a real life sort of thing to a, obviously non-serious degree. Like it's a good comedy series. I think it's entertaining. Like that's the sort of content I think is great on YouTube, where it's like you're taking a something that could have just been a let's play of a game or a semi like comedy let's play, and it's turned into something much more broad and enjoyable in that sort of sense.
Yeah, decent. No, I would genuinely recommend it. That's something I do want to like make, is a heavily edited, funny series, and so keep an eye out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, highly recommend doing so. Go and check out Delicious. He's going to upload 1,600 versions 1,600 shorts. There we go. He'll literally he'll give you new content till.
Well, apparently Tactical TV's editing them.
Yeah,
so
I'll gladly happily edit them. Now I'm gonna do the
Sounds
one
good.
thing that Delicious absolutely hates me for.
Oh no, I know what it's
There's
going
a
to be.
lot of things, but go on.
And I'm gonna bring this down and we're gonna ask if you have any last things you want to talk about. Um,
Classy as always.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we've
Wow.
returned to the podcast. We've come back after months, and doesn't this just feel special, everyone?
yeah,
I mean, I didn't even get to say what I
Nice
wanted to say
one.
about the YouTube content. Guess
and
that's it now. It's
oh
gone.
no,
You'll
no,
never
no,
know.
no, 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 no! I asked you if you
Hey.
wanted to talk about any last things. This is your
But yeah,
opportunity.
but
And
that's the
I
thing. We
also
were just
say,
go on.
that's mine. And I also say piss off because it's normally me who gets interrupted and then left out for the entire stream, and we'll normally have a chat about it in DMs. So now it's your turn, minus the chat in DMs.
I mean, we'll have this sort of situation where we're discussing YouTube content, discussing what we like on YouTube,
Yeah.
what your plan of YouTube, and then you say, okay, podcast coming to an end now. Do you want to talk about it? And then for me to go back to talking about YouTube just doesn't work, does it? I think we should dedicate this section to talking about how you end a podcast.
Okay,
Yeah.
I listen to a few podcasts. Some of them just abruptly end.
I'm
some of
genuinely curious
them-
who they are.
Okay, I listen to The Adventure Zone. I listen to Abroad in
Oh, why'd you
Japan.
ask?
I listen to the Fully Charged Show podcast. I listen to When Radio TV's podcast. I can't remember the proper name of it because it's called When Radio TV Podcast on my podcast app, but it's not actually called that. Occasionally listen to a few other things. Those are the main ones that I listen to. And they're all great. I recommend them. But some of them, like they wind down or they give like an outro. Some literally they're just talking and then they just sort of lose topics and they just stop because they're more comedy focused and shit like that and very unscripted. But I think the main important,
Guess how
clear,
unscripted
common
we are,
theme
chat.
between all of them is that when they finish talking about something.
Okay,
Right? They sort of do a little check with everyone. Has everyone finished saying what they want to say, rather than interrupting
Go
suddenly.
on, slide
Um,
that one in naturally.
So all I'll say, one thing I want to do with your YouTube content and possibly streams, I think this would work for both, is a road trip series. I'd love to do road trip series in both Euro Truck
yes.
and Microsoft Flight Simulator, and they would work for
Not
longest
the game I
like
thought you
long.
were going to say for a road trip.
Yeah, no.
Well, okay, by road trip I mean going from point to point over a long distance.
All right, I'd be up for that.
Right? And I think it works for streams. You can do long streams where you're doing, real-time Microsoft Flight Simulator over a long distance, right? I think that could be good fun. As well as edited content where I think you can make it a bit more comedy and you can sort of cut out the longer, boring bits and then cut to different funny sections that happen. You could even go to scripted levels. I think that would be a great bit of content.
No,
to
that
do.
is a brilliant idea because it's something I haven't
God.
seen done before.
I've seen your script, Charles, and I'm not sure it's something I want to share with the internet.
My script.
Speaking of,
Yeah?
speaking of, this episode of the podcast is not sponsored by Skillshare, but Skillshare has an excellent course on script writing. If we were sponsored by Skillshare, I'd recommend it, but I can't.
Well, you can still recommend it.
I mean, I've not done it. I know how good it is.
Do you think half the people that recommend Skillshare have used Skillshare?
That's what they say they have.
It's true. It's true. But money can make
They
you
wouldn't-
say
they
a lot of
wouldn't- they
stuff.
wouldn't. They wouldn't lie to me.
No, no, no.
Oh no, if oh no, bro, if they're lying to me, that sounds like Ofcom needs to get involved. I'll be honest. Is that misrepresenting an advertisement?
Yeah.
True,
Do you
true.
want to get into UK advertising law? Because is that a game you were gifted earlier, Charles? You mentioned.
Yeah.
Sentiment 2 video. You putting hashtag ad in the title of your YouTube video there?
No, I haven't been asked to.
Well, that's a shame because that is now a legal thing I can report you to Ofcom for because you are breaking the law.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Good point. That's how I'm going to react to that.
Flat
If
right.
Ofcom come to me and go, we're arresting you for breaking the law, I just go, right, okay. What else can I do?
Well, yeah, I suppose there's not really going to be.
No, don't take me. I haven't done
quite
it.
a lot of things actually.
What could I do? If you're getting arrested, what are you going to do? Fight back? No.
I mean, you can. I was like, it's going to go
Wouldn't
well, but you
recommend
can. Like, it's an option. Like,
We
it's
don't
not like you're
recommend-
universally bound.
We don't recommend anybody fighting back if you get arrested. Even if you're...
Fight back legally,
Yeah.
preferably.
yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
If you're in an ethical, good place of what you do.
With words, not with fists.
Oh, God, we're going to tread lines here.
Or if they ask you to walk in a straight line because they think you're drunk, then tread the line. But
Oh, God.
It's simple for me.
Oh, no.
The law and the ethics that I hold, right? My ethics, my own morals, they don't line up, right? where it ethically stand does not line up one-to-one with the law of the country, right? If I
We
see someone
made
committing
it
a
almost
crime,
one full episode without getting political or ethical. We didn't even make it to the end of one, the returning
Shall we
one. It was
quickly
meant to
end
be
the episode?
special. Yeah,
no,
we cut the recording here.
no, it's simple.
Oh,
When my
God.
ethics don't line up with the law, right? If I see someone breaking the law, right, and I'm ethically fine with what they're doing, even though it's strictly speaking illegal in the UK, I've got two options. I either fight the police with my fists, or I fight the police with my legal. And that's simple
With
as it.
my
Just got to do what
legal.
tactical TV says.
If I saw someone breaking the law and there's currently police on
Not
them,
legal advice.
I'm not going to do anything.
Disclaimer.
The police are doing their job. If I know
Yeah, I
for a
mean,
fact they're in
Again,
the
this
right,
is definitely going to get political, so let's.
Yeah.
I'd say
No,
we
no,
wrap
no.
this
No,
topic.
no. There's a difference between seeing people with police on them and seeing someone breaking the law separately. Have I seen people not pay for
True.
train tickets hundreds of times in my life? Absolutely. Have I seen people steal things 100 times in my life? Yeah. Do I give a shit? No. Doesn't affect me. Why would I care?
fair.
Like, I just don't give a shit.
I think that
Like,
is
it doesn't matter to me. I'd much rather the police were doing something more important, like dealing with murder or whatever, than fucking giving a shit that Gerard didn't
Oh,
pay
yeah,
for a
sorry.
£7.50 train ticket.
Thank you for everyone listening to this podcast. Don't go out and steal something. Go out and murder someone. Forget that can of cola. Go murder a shopkeep. It'll give the police something
Well,
better
if
to
you
do.
think about it, if you murdered the shopkeeper, you can take the entire store's goods
There
and
you
nobody
go.
will bat an eye.
2 laws,
It's
1
important
knife.
to remember this is not legal advice. Obviously, act within your own legal advice. Seek your own legal advice if you need it. And do what is ethically right for you. Just know that if you're going to do petty theft because you need to in front of me, I don't care. But watch out for CCTV.
So if
it's
you don't
not
want to
less
get caught,
ethically
make
bound.
sure you do petty theft in front of Alfie, and you'll be fine. Even
mean,
if he is the,
I'm
even
not
if they're
the only method of observing things in the universe.
No, I think that's
the
what I
Watcher
heard as
could
well.
be. Man, Jesus is
What
watching.
CD
a bloody-
Projekt Red make that?
What?
The Watcher.